from an instant 40 to 30,000 drop on Bitcoin. Panic is purely circulating in the air. Also, in addition to that, UST depegged negative 40% in a single day. Is this the end? Or are we getting ready to bounce off of 30K, giving us a buy opportunity, of which we're already in? If you were in the Wolfpack Telegram group, you'd already be in with us. But let's get into it and tell you exactly what's going to happen on Bitcoin in the coming weeks.
If you're looking for the next 100x crypto project to buy into, you have come to the right place. My name is Cameron Fous, and I have been a professional day trader for nearly 20 years. I deposited $20,000 into an account, and in just over a year, it's now worth nearly $2 million. On this channel, I'm going to present to you the best altcoins to buy, such as getting into Mana before it ripped 595%, getting into Dogecoin before it ran 15,000%. So if you want to hear about all the best trade opportunities first, hit that subscribe button, and more importantly, turn on the notifications bell so you can get these time-sensitive trade ideas immediately when my new videos go live.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel again. This is not financial advice, just me predicting things because I'm a fucking sidekick. Palm reader. See that? That's a good looking finger, palm, hand thing that tells me some magical juice, which we're going to talk about today. So first and foremost, let's just take a look at the historical record of some past tweets. On March 23rd, 2022, I said, screenshot or retweet this chart. I freaking dare you. Okay, what is this chart? This chart shows Bitcoin at 42,000 extending up towards here, potentially upwards of high of 50,000 before we collapse down to 18K. What did Bitcoin do? Extended up 50K along that range there, retested, and now just completely wiped out for negative 38% directly after that, right into this support zone of which we just bought the dip. What are there some other good tweets that we got going on here? Here I said Bitcoin will form up this ascending triangle, crack through it, and then we see another liquidation event to 20K. We could see a bounce trade here though at 28 to 30K level short term. That was before Bitcoin started bouncing, and now Bitcoin is ripping up 7.6%. Ethereum is up 8.5%. Solana is up 15%. AVAX 17%. Luna is up 18%. A lot of bounce plays. And if we look at my trading account here, we got long in Luna, we got long in DOT, we got long in ENJ. We're up significantly on all these positions. I'm getting ready to already lock in some gains here on Luna. We just locked in gains and I have more take profits levels here. We got in between 32 all the way down as low as 2370 on Luna. And if we look at the Wolfpack Telegram group here, guys, it was a hectic day, okay? Because I'll tell you what, I'll get into it in a minute, but I was down very, very big. Not because I was exposed to the market, because I was exposed heavily to UST, which was fucking scary. Okay. But we started buying Luna. It said long Luna, buying the dip in the red box. Okay. Let's take a look at where the red box is. This is the part chart that I posted. I said, we're getting in here, guys. We're going to buy the dip on Luna. At the current price is 37, all the way down as low as 2370. It doesn't mean you just buy the dip all in right here. I started buying in 5 to 7% at a time throughout this whole entire range. What happened with Luna after that? Okay. Buying Luna long Luna. Next 5 to 7% is at $30. Next 5 to 7% on DOT was under $10. And I also said, no, these are 7% positions, meaning if my full position was 100K, I'm only buying 7K worth. So I'm being very, very cautious because there's such a wide range. When we have this kind of volatility, you can't go the balls deep, okay? You have to go very, very small and leave your stops very wide open and position yourself. You basically have to dollar cost average within a grid and then start buying in. So added 7% at Luna at 30, added 4% to Luna in the 26s, then again, added 5% to Luna in the 23s, okay? This is all time stamped and you can see it all happening in real time. And that's where we got into Luna off the lows here for an average buy-in in about 29. You can see, what was the red box there? It was between 37, right around here, and 2370. This thing had a low of 2302. We added again one last buy-in at 2370 and just started locking in profits here at about 35, and it went up as high as $40 per coin. On Luna, you can see I got my sell orders. I moved my stop into break even. I already locked in $2,000 profit, and I'll lock in gains at 37, 40, and 42. These dips have been fucking crazy, okay? And the thing with Luna is fucking crazy. If we look at UST, I have a big position in Anchor Protocol, which is a little scary right now because this fucking dropped to 60 cents, which translated into me being down $800,000 on my Anchor Protocol bear market strategy position, okay? That's not cool. I'll say it again. That's not fucking cool. Because what the fuck, okay? And we saw this actually happen. We saw a Depeg with USDN, which was the waves, right? Remember when waves made a massive epic run, went on a full scale bender. Also, they got the USDN coin attached to it that you can use Virus Finance to earn very high yield. And let's look at what happens when things depeg. Okay. And it looks like it tried to depeg a bit again today, but also USDN didn't even drop as low, but it dropped to 79 cents before coming back up and stabilizing. Okay. Again, when UST was down at 60 cents, and I'm just sitting here watching on the intraday chart, like, what the fuck is happening? Okay. And then Do Kwon came out and said, they're chill out, everybody. We're securing funding, putting more funding back into the box, okay? And then trying to stabilize it. But that was even before it did all this, okay? A lot of this happened because Luna went on a fucking shit show trajectory and is absolutely ate shit, of which we bought the dip on Luna. We actually have people in the Wolfpack buying the dip on UST at 60 something cents. He said, bought UST at 61. I said, who would have thought you could pull massive gains buying the dip on fucking stable coins? Crypto has got so far to go. It's still a disaster, okay? So the whole crypto space, I think crypto's fucking stupid. I think it's like the worst, one of the most scary and dangerous places to keep your money, just because there's so many opportunities to get hacked. Stablecoins depegging, it's the Wild West still. It's not a safe place for your money. Obviously, we're all here because there's a shitload of money to be made, but there's also extremely high risk from so many different angles. I think we're gonna go back to $1 on UST. The problem is Luna and Anchor just lost a lot of trust from a lot of different people, okay, including myself. I'm not that excited about Anchor Protocol anymore, just for the fact that depegging is a possibility to see, okay? Do I think they're gonna take this as a learning experience and prevent this from happening in the future? 100%. You don't learn anything until events like this happen. You stabilize the product and make it better. So is there going to be higher security and better security in a different way that this algo might work going forward because they learned through this experience? Is it going to be better than it was before? Most likely. But that doesn't mean that this didn't scare the shit out of a lot of people, including myself. So reputation is going to be something that needs to be built back after an event like this. And now this also ruins reputation and gives you a lot more fear based on a lot of other stable coins as well. Okay, so there's always been the risk of depegging of stable coins. And so this definitely causes some problems when it comes to trusting stable coins and having your assets in there, right? Because the likelihood of this happening is pretty low against the dollar. But, you know, look at the ruble. What did the ruble just do? Even though the ruble is back to all-time highs pre-invasion, once the invasion happened, the ruble against the US dollar also dropped. So no money is safe anywhere, guys. 52% drop in the ruble, but it restabilized. They are now the gold standard on the ruble, and now it's up 144% back up from the highs. Making 144% on Forex currency pairs is insane. So that's just kind of the current situation of what's going on right now, right? We bought the dip, and I will admit also that we were in the dip early. I stopped out on several positions. We were getting into the dip initially in the Wolfpack in this box right here, and we stopped out as soon as we failed to hold these lows at about 33,000. Okay, once 33 washed out, I said, hey guys, this isn't holding. Stopping out of all positions. I took my losses with pride, which were on relatively smaller positions. And the next support level to buy into was between 30,000 and about 27.7, the lows of the previous. And that's what we just traded today. Got in here small on some of those positions, just buying small 7 to 12%, accumulated more Luna on the dip. And now we're up, 7% on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And now I'm blocking in gains, right? I just locked in 50% and I'll move my stops into profits. And from here, again, my projection for Bitcoin is still 18 to 19 to 20,000 and potentially even lower. What I think is going to happen now is there's going to be a continuation of this forming on the descending triangle that I've been talking about for a long time, that this is going to come back down, retest support, potentially come back up into another resistance level. Maybe, this level here, the pivot between 34.5 to about 37.5 would be kind of like the ideal area to potentially short into. Right around here is where I think that could be a potential short re-entry. Trade the bounce here, lock in gains, potentially re-short. And then as soon as this makes a little bit more time to form up this, we're probably just going to eat shit right through this level, slice some freaking cheese, and then we're going to see a real big liquidation event and pure panic across the board where we just instantly collapse down to 19 to 20K on Bitcoin. That's what I think is going to happen, guys. But anyways, it's a quick one. It's probably going to be my last video for the next couple of weeks. Going back to see my family in the US. We'll be there for 2 weeks. Going to a wedding. I don't think I'll be making any videos for the next 2 weeks. This is the last one. But look at this pattern. This is going to happen, okay? Some sort of remnants of this. Bounce into resistance, eat shit through 28 to 30K, right into 19K. It's going to happen. Mark my words. I don't know what's going to happen, but best guess. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one. During this bear market, guys, trade fucking small until we're under 20K. Then start buying the dip balls deep all the way down to 10K or lower. Buy in, hodl. That's the only thing I can think of to be a good hodl position. Once nobody wants to hodl anymore, okay? Once nobody wants to hodl, that's when you start hodling. Let's get it. See you in the next one.